أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين. Allah Ta'ala tells us in Surah Al-Baqarah in chapter 2 verse 111 بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وقالوا لا يدخل الجنة إلا من كان هودا أو نصارى تلك أمانيهم قل هاتوا برهانكم إن كنتم صادقين. And they say none will enter paradise except one who is a Jew or a Christian. That is merely their wishful thinking. Say, produce your proof if you should be truthful. Now the Jews claimed that heaven is theirs and theirs alone, nobody else can get there. The Christians made the same claim, that in order to get to heaven you have to be a Christian, you have to do X, Y, Z. And some misinformed Muslims think that heaven is only for Muslim. So every group makes that claim. But Allah Ta'ala says, no. Where is your proof? Do you have proof that heaven is only for you? Now, Allah responded to such claim with tilka amaniyuhum. It's wishful thinking. It's wishful. You have no proof. It's wishful thinking. That's what you want to believe. Wish whatever you want, but it not necessarily will come true. I mean, wishing is wishing. So wishing to become a doctor without hard work is, and studying is meaningless. You can wish all you want. It's not going to happen. Studying and going to school is the proof of the truthfulness of your endeavor, that you are serious about it. So it is a great sin to limit Allah's mercy to one group or one. Nobody knows only Allah knows who He is going to admit to heaven. That's Allah's job, not ours. It is not our place to say, you go to heaven, you go to hell. That's ta'alli ala Allah. We should not be doing that. It's up to Allah Ta'ala. He is wise, He is knowing, He knows who should be going where. So, قُلْ هَاتُوا بُرْهَانَكُمْ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. Do you have proof to that claim? See, these claims are fabrications against Allah, and they have no proof. Allah Ta'ala does not deal with us according to our wishes. He deals with us according to our intentions and according to our deeds. You can wish everything you want, but until you have the right intention and you prove your claim, then you have something. Bala, and in the next verse, Allah says, Bala man aslama wajhahu lillahi wa huwa muhsinun falahu ajruhu 'inda rabbih wa la khawfun 'alayhim wa lahum yahzanun. Yes, on the contrary, whoever submits his face in Islam to Allah while being a doer of good will have his reward with his Lord, and no fear will there be concerning them, nor will they grieve. So aslama wajha, wajh in Arabic is a metaphor of your whole self, your everything. And when you say you're pointing in one direction, that means everything. Your whole body is going in. It symbolizes, your creed, your endeavors, your concerns, your speech, your actions. You're totally focused. So the focus has to be for Allah, in submitting to Allah. So if whoever desires to enter heaven, the only path, according to Allah, is complete submission to Him in all aspects of life. There's no picking and choosing. I'm going to follow this, but I'm not going to follow that. It aslama from istislam, from surrender. You surrender your will to the will of Allah. If Allah told you to do something, whether you like it or not, you have to do it. And you do it willingly because you surrender to Allah. So that's the first part. وَهُوَ مُحْسِنٌ. Doing good actions, seeking Allah's acceptance with sincerity and excellence. So muhsin is open-ended. وَهُوَ مُحْسِن. Muhsin how? Muhsin at home, at work, with Muslims, with non-Muslims, in good times, in bad times, in spending. It's open-ended. We have to be muhsin. We have to do everything with excellence, because that's what a believer is. When you reach the level of ihsan, you do everything with perfection. If somebody tells you to do a job, you do it perfectly. You give 110%. You don't just, I'm going to work as much as you pay me. No, that's not ihsan. So Allah says, you have to surrender to Allah and you have to be a doer of good with excellence. Those are the criterias. Then yes, you can hope. You can hope for heaven. So this type can hope for heaven and for safety and security. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala connected hope with action. Hope by itself without action is fruitless. Another verse in Surah Al-Isra, chapter 17 and verse 19. وَمَنْ أَرَادَ الْآخِرَةَ وَسَعَى لَهَا سَعْيَهَا وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ فَأُولَٰئِكَ كَانَ سَعْيُهُمْ مَشْكُورًا. But whoever desires the hereafter and exerts the effort due to it while he is a believer, it is those whose effort is ever appreciated by Allah. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala did not say, وَمَنْ أَرَادَ الْآخِرَةَ وَسَعَى لَهَا. He didn't stop at that. وَسَعَى لَهَا means that work, and worked for it, any work would have done. وَسَعَى لَهَا سَعْيَهَا. It's due action. You want the hereafter, you want heaven, it has a specific curriculum. وَسَعَى لَهَا سَعْيَهَا. You cannot be random. It has very specific path that you have to take. The example of, if you want to become a surgeon, there is a very strict curriculum that you have to follow to become a surgeon. It's not haphazard. You have to put the due effort in order to get your education, your sleepless nights, your board certified until you become a surgeon. And the sleepless nights and the studying and the hard work is the proof that you are truthfulness. وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. You have to prove that you are truthful in your seeking that heaven. Because just wanting paradise without working for it is actually a sin. The paradise is Allah's gift for His close servants. It's not given out just for anyone. You cannot wish for it without working for it. It's a sin. So we exist in this life to do good work, to earn heaven. That's why this worldly life is. It's a place of testing. It's a place where we put our best foot forward. We believe in Allah and we do everything in excellence to please Him and to serve His creation. Then, we earn the price of admission, to heaven. So we have to ask ourselves, you want safety on the day of judgment. What have you prepared for it? What have you done to deserve safety on the day of judgment? What is the deeds that we do in this life that are fit to present to Allah? Al-amal al-salih. And they said salih because it's salih to be, it's fit to be presented to Allah. Not just any work. It has to be salih. It has to be fitting for the majesty of Allah. What have we done? When you meet Allah, what are you going to tell Him? Ya Allah, you gave me 60, 80 years, whatever it is. What did you do? What did you do in those years to offer to Allah? Ya Allah, I'm thanking you and I'm thanking you with these deeds that I did just for your sake, not for anything else. I don't want any recognition. I don't want anything from anybody. All I want is your approval and your Jannah. What have we done? We have to be honest with ourselves. You have to ask yourself that every day. And we are in Ramadan. Self-reflection is a property of a believer. We have to continuously judge what we're doing, what we're saying, how we're behaving. I mean, we have to do that before Allah judges us. If we judge ourselves harshly, Allah's judgment will be easy because we've already beaten ourselves down, trying to get it on the straight path. So if we want heaven, and we want the closeness to Allah, there's a price of admission. The price of admission is to perform our prayers with focus and with punctuality. You do your fasting, you pay your zakat, you do a charity, etc. You do hajj. You seek knowledge about Allah and His commands. Because how do you know what pleases Him without studying? It's not going to come to you. You have to put the effort to study what pleases Allah and what angers Him, so you can do what pleases Him and stay away from what angers Him. Steadfastness on the orders of Allah. That's what aslama wajh. Steadfastness is, it doesn't matter. You can cut me into pieces. I will not disobey Allah. That's what steadfastness is. You're like a rock. Cannot be moved. Not a penny in haram or $10 billion. They're all the same. You don't want them. You have no interest in them. That's what steadfastness is constancy. Excellence in manners and treatment of others. وَهُوَ مُحْسِن. We have to have ihsan. We have to do everything with excellence. Excellence in the way we treat our family, in the way we treat others, in the way we perform our duties towards Allah. It's open-ended. And donating time and effort and expertise to help others, because we're not selfish. We are here to do, to believe in Allah and do good, and the good that we do should benefit everyone around us, which should not be limited just to ourselves. So, these are all the milestones of the path that leads to heaven. فَلَهُ أَجْرُهُ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِ وَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. If you follow that path, لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. There is no grief over what we missed in this life, and there is no fear on the day of judgment. What more do you want? What more do we want than not to look back and, if it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. Allah did not want you to have it. You have no grief over what happened in the past. And then on the day of judgment, you have no fear when everybody's afraid. And the best part is, فَلَهُ أَجْرُهُ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِ. Your reward for being muhsin is with Allah. He didn't specify what it is. But what do you think? When a king tells you, I have a reward for you, what do you think you're getting? When Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says, I got your reward, what do you think it's going to be? It's unimaginable. We cannot imagine it. That's what we have to strive for. Walhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.